Welcome to the BAPS Better Living podcast. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us today.
I remember waking up every day as a child to the gentle sounds of the ganjri, ringing and prayers being sung. This daily morning occurrence in my household was the Hindu ritual known as the aarti. The aarti is a form of prayer accompanied by the lighting and the waving of the divo, performed in extolled greeting and thanksgiving before the images of God and the Guru, reminding devotees of their presence and providence. It is usually performed 5 times during the day as Shikhabat Pandirs, with each aarti associated with a specific part of the day's routine. In my home, as in many across the globe, the aarti was performed twice daily, once in the morning and evening. Having fond memories of the sights and sounds of this ritual, it marked renewal for each of us, drawing inspiration to take on the day with patience and positivity. I was also a reminder to face the day through value-based thoughts and actions by inviting God and the Guru to guide our day. Similarly, ending the day with this ritual became an expression of gratitude for the experiences that came our way. Growing up, my parents did their best to provide us with all that we needed to thrive. If my siblings and I needed extra help with math or reading, Kumon classes and workbooks were introduced. My parents arranged playdates, sleepovers, and field trips so that we can connect with the other children and develop meaningful relationships. I am thankful for the resources they provided in enabling my social, academic, and emotional growth. However, I am most grateful for the seeds of spirituality that my parents planted in me by taking me to mandir every Sunday and introducing me to the spiritual practices such as aarti, thal, and gharsabha, which I now realize have had the biggest impact in my life. Spirituality is often disregarded due to its inability to provide immediate and tangible benefits. However, looking back, it was these spiritual practices which fostered connections with my faith, family, God, and Guru, and the inspirations I drew from them that has proven to be the most grounding factor in my life. Dr. Becky Kennedy, in her book Good Inside, writes, "We all at every age have difficult moments when we behave in ways that are less than ideal. But our early days are especially powerful because our bodies are beginning to wire how we think about and respond to difficult moments, based on how our parents think about and respond to difficult moments." I recall a time when I was studying for the occupational therapy board exam. I had put in tremendous amount of effort into this endeavor, yet I could not shake off the anxiety that had begun to overtake me. No matter what I did, the thought of failure lingered. I needed to pause and reset. I looked and took some time to disconnect and reflect inwards on how I can change this recurring negative thought. When I did, I was reminded of my late Guru Brahma Swami Maharaj's guidance for success, which is hard work plus prayer equals success. I was already putting in countless hours of studying and practice, but what I needed to rely on was the strength of prayer and faith. So each day during the morning and evening aarti, I began to pray for wisdom, strength, and humility. I expanded this spiritual routine to praying each time before I began to study. This calmed me. It provided me with a peaceful reminder that I was sincerely doing everything I possibly could and that I was not alone. My Guru was with me. Test anxiety can become crippling. However, by relying on the spiritual practices of my childhood and the teachings of my Guru, I was able to preserve and let faith be my guide in navigating one of the most trying times of my life. Everyone experiences difficult moments in their lives. The goal isn't to avoid such circumstances, but as I now have come to appreciate through my own parents, it is to find the grounding force that enables one to appreciate all of life, its challenges and triumphs. As a parent, now to a 7-month-old daughter, I think about how I can help her do the same. Dr. Kennedy in her book emphasizes we essentially want to help our children develop an internal circuitry where they feel good inside, they feel valued and loved and worthy even when they struggle. As I reflect on these words, the word internal circuitry really stands out to me. This is how I can define the method I would like to incorporate in my parenting. As my parents had done for me, I would want to plant the seeds of spirituality in my daughter so that when life throws curveballs her way, her internal spiritual circuitry knows exactly how to hit the ball out of the park and remain confident in her decisions. And the way to power the spiritual circuitry is through introducing daily practices of spirituality from a young age, as the aarti was introduced to me. As a new parent, my days are often hectic as I try to balance a professional career and family commitments. I wonder, what can we possibly cut out today to reduce the stress and strain in managing it all? And in considering all the things we possibly could, my husband and I are clear on one thing: we cannot cut our daily spiritual practices, which will lay the foundation for our child's long-term mental and emotional well-being. Hence, we've committed to doing the aarti together as a family, at least once a day. Sure, our daughter is young, but we still enjoy her smiles and coos as she watches us light the divo and hear the gharsabha and accompanying the prayers sung with devotion and admiration. We know in those moments we're planting our own seeds or wiring her spiritual internal circuitry that will serve her as a grounding force, just as my parents had once done for me.
We hope you enjoyed this Better Living episode and that it added value to your life. All the content on this channel, including this episode, is created and managed entirely by swamis and volunteers of BAPS from around the world. Our volunteers are continuously inspired by the sincere, transparent, and selfless lives of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, the late Guru of BAPS, and Mahan Swami Maharaj, the current Guru of BAPS. Their character, their teachings, and their service to humanity have inspired millions of people of all backgrounds, faiths, and cultures throughout the world. They have encouraged all, regardless of one's beliefs, to live a mindful, balanced, and harmonious life. The episodes in this Better Living podcast are directly inspired by their teachings. If you enjoyed this episode and would like more content that inspires you to be better and to do better, follow us on Instagram and YouTube by searching for BAPS Better Living. Thanks again for choosing to spend your time with us today.